Welcome back to another episode of the Sports Den Podcast. I'm your host, Jonathan Hooker here, and today's episode is my top 5 Heisman contenders after week 2. So, we have 5 players. Let's see who makes the list. At number 5, Tommy Castellanos from Florida State. This quarterback has been dynamic. He's been a spark plug within this program, reviving the energy, beating Alabama in his first week, then moving on in the second week, throwing for 3 touchdowns, throwing for over 200 yards. We now see his dual threat ability. Now, the way he can move up in the rankings is if he wins those big games against the Clemsons, against the Miamis. Because if he continues his success and winning those big games, Tommy Castellanos will get an invite to New York. Now, moving forward, number 4 on my list, Miami's quarterback, Carson Beck. Carson Beck has done amazing this year, getting a fresh start at Miami, where a lot of people were talking down on him, saying he's not worth the money. He's not what he was in 2023. But Carson Beck went to work this offseason, got healthy with his elbow. Now, the first 2 games showed me what Carson Beck is back to his true self. And that is what? An elite processor, a great thrower of the football, obviously a great football player, because Carson Beck can win you those big games. And he did that week 1 against Notre Dame. He won you that big game. Now, moving forward against Bethune-Cookman, going 22 for 24, having over a 90% completion percentage, throwing for over 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, hasn't turned over the ball this year so far. Carson Beck has looked efficient and he has looked elite. So, Carson Beck is number 4 on my list. Number 3, Garrett Nussmeier. Garrett Nussmeier left Clemson's Death Valley with the win. Outdueled Cade Klubnik, who's a consensus top 25 pick in next year's draft. And he took a step back in the game against Louisiana Tech, not being as efficient, not being as dialed in. So he takes a stumble from number 1 on my list to number 3. And now he has ample amount of opportunities to fix that. But right now, I have 2 players ahead of him, and it's a good reason why. Number 2, the Group of Five's best player, South Florida's quarterback, Byron Brown. Byron Brown has looked all of elite that he can be, because he's a great runner of the football, can make those downfield throws. He can make quick and decisive decisions where he won't put his team in harm's way and that has negative impact on his team throughout those 4 quarters. Byron Brown has looked efficient, and he has been the best player on the field for these past 2 games. That comes with no slouch, because that Florida team has a DJ Lagway, who's considered a top talent in college football. And now, when he faced Boise State was looked at as one of the best Group of 5 teams. Some people had them penciling in as their Group of 5 team getting into the playoffs. So beating those 2 teams so far this season and having a big one coming up against Miami and Carson Beck, Byron Brown can continue to show the college football world why he is that good. And now, for my last pick, my number 1, John Mateer, Oklahoma. John Mateer showed up big in his game against Michigan. Went and looked very good against a stout Michigan defense, where he rushed for over 70 yards, got 2 touchdowns on the ground, and 1 through the air. So having 3 total touchdowns, having over 270 passing yards, showing that this Oklahoma offense goes as far as he goes, and his team goes as far as he does, because we all know a great quarterback can shut a lot of niggas out on your offense, and John Mateer does that, because John Mateer he is thin plays, he can run outside the pocket, and he has a cannon of an arm. So when I see John Mateer out playing and I see him going against a Michigan team that has been a defensive-oriented team ever since Jim Harbaugh got there. So seeing that and seeing how he won that game against Michigan proved to me that John Mateer is number one on this Heisman list. And we'll see what happens this week for all the contenders. But for right now, if the college football season were to end today, John Mateer will be my number one. And that's it. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.